On a peaceful Sunday morning at 8 a.m. on December 7th, 1941, the Japanese did the unthinkable, attacking and devastating Pearl Harbor in just under 90 minutes and pulled the United States into World War II. For the next 5 minutes, we are going to reflect on this dreadful day, the lives that were lost, and how the United States recovered. In a surprise attack, Japan's ploy to cripple the United States by bombing Pearl Harbor backfired. The attack unified the American people, and the United States came back with a vengeance. Pearl Harbor was established in 1908 on the Oahu Island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. In 1939, President Roosevelt moved the U.S. Pacific Fleet from California to Pearl Harbor. This move was a huge threat to Japan, who needed to expand in the Pacific. As the home port of the United States Pacific Fleet, the Navy kept all of their battleships, aircraft carriers, and fighter planes all ready at any time. According to the article, 3 Reasons Why Japan Attacked Pearl Harbor on Pearl Harbor Warbirds.com, written by the Warbirds in 2015, the 3 reasons were an increased need for natural resources like oil, minerals, and steel to support their goals for expansion to Asia. The US Congress placed restrictions on doing business with Japan in an effort to stop this expansion. Military pioneers and legislators saw a conflict between the US and Japan as unavoidable, with the arrangement being to attack first, knowing that all the United States battleships and aircraft carriers were stored in one place. Japan's mission was to destroy the Pacific Fleet. This plan could have worked, but unfortunately, the aircraft carriers weren't there, so they couldn't bomb them. According to the article Pearl Harbor on History.com, written by their editors in 2009, no one thought that the Japanese would start a war with an attack on the spread out islands of Hawaii so far away from Japan. It was believed any attack would start out nearby European colonies. Unfortunately, American intelligence officers had it completely wrong. The Japanese stunned the United States with a surprise attack on December 7, 1941. They disrespectfully blindsided the naval fleet without having declared war. According to the article Pearl Harbor, photos and facts about the infamous World War II attack on History.com, written by Kiger in 2018, the Japanese added wooden fins to their torpedoes so that the torpedoes would work on a 45-foot average depth. During the attack, the USS Arizona was struck in the ammunition bay with Japanese bombs, resulting in a massive explosion that quickly sunk the ship. More than 1,100 service members died just on that one ship. On the USS West Virginia, Dory Miller, one of the ship's cooks, took over the machine guns and shot down 4 out of the 6 planes without much experience using the weapon. Dory became the first African American to award the Navy Cross for his actions that day. After 90 minutes of the attack, nearly 20 American naval vessels, 8 battleships, and over 300 airplanes were heavily damaged or destroyed. The Japanese lost 29 aircrafts, in addition to 5 midget submarines, and 129 attackers were lost. According to the article Pearl Harbor on History.com, written by their editors in 2009, the day after the assault, President Franklin D. Roosevelt asked Congress to declare war on Japan. They mistakenly did not destroy the repair shops and oil stores on the island, and the US Navy was quickly able to recover. Across the entire United States, soldiers, Marines, sailors, all voluntarily helped clean up and rescue Pearl Harbor. The salvage crew would work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that they could repair Pearl Harbor very quickly. Because the repair shops were not damaged, they were able to repair Pearl Harbor in months. Within a few months, 3 battleships, the USS Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Tennessee, were able to return back to battle. The USS California took a little longer to repair because it had so much damage to the ship. And unfortunately, the USS Arizona and Utah were damaged beyond repair. The determination to win the attack ignited in the American spirit and carried through the end of the war. So what have we learned? The Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor because they were angry with the United States and the Pacific Fleet was an easy target. The attack on Pearl Harbor was devastating and brought us into World War II. America's drive to fight back brought the United States into World War II. This devastating day designed to destroy American Navy had the opposite effect, bringing unity and strength to America. Ironically, despite Japan's effort to cripple the United States so they could win the war, their actions unified the American people and energized the desire to fight back. The determination carried the United States through to victory in 1945. According to the Tokyo War Crimes Trial, The Pursuit of Justice in the Wake of World War II by Yuma Totani in 2009, because the attack occurred without a declaration of war and without explicit warning, it was a war crime. The USS Arizona remains on the ocean floor today, dedicated as a national memorial to those that lost their lives on December 7th, 1941. Pearl Harbor operates as an active US naval base to this day. Does anybody have any questions?
Have you ever traveled to Hawaii to see the actual remains of Pearl Harbor?
Yes, I did. I went there and it was just really beautiful, and like to see all the memorials, I was like, wow, that's really sad. And yeah, I went there like 4 or 5 years ago and we visited that just to like go check it out. And it was just really sad and like, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I figured you might have traveled there to pick it because
Yeah.
not a lot of people know about it. Okay.